Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Ixion here on Not Your Professional Walkthrough channel with me, your host Max. So on the previous episode, we were finally able to reach the third solar system, and this one is quite doozy. So apparently a large ship has been destroyed here, and we have been going through the locations of the collapsed pieces. And there is this massive storm that has been created as a sort of fallout from the combat or from the debris. And so we have literally floating corpses around in space, which is giving us a negative debuff for the morale. So you see, like, there's frozen popsicles of remains of people all over the place. And we have started to upgrade our storage in order to try and put down the larger storage stockpiles, which are able to hold on to a larger amount of resources. So we're going to try to start relocating things in order to accommodate this and try to therefore be able to hold more resources in each sector. We started to build up the third sector in order to help out with the maintenance of the integrity of the ship's hull, because even with the few upgrades that we currently do possess, unfortunately each time we do the jump to the next sector, the integrity goes down significantly. So let's take a look at the reactor wreckage. The data summary of Atamanki reactors. Our research sensors have located a section of the Atamanki drifting in space. First reports indicate that the wreckage was once the ship's engine room and reactors. Transmission from the crew of the Montessori. We have arrived at the site. Only 2 of the Atamanki massive reactors remain. Initial reconnaissance revealed 3 places of interest: the thrusters, the engine room, and the engine supervision area. I think I'll go with the engine supervision area first. We're gonna speed this up. And what happened is that actually there was a shift of the storm.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqquin.
So previously when we started, it actually did not reach out this far out into this sector. And all these bits and pieces were actually out of the range, or were actually engulfed in the storm itself. So this is quite interesting that this storm is shifting its area of effect. We could use some iron in here. Seems like we are storing multiple things. What is this? We have been Theta Cruises system of too long. The crew is starting to doubt that we will ever find Remus. Great, thank you. I really am kind of stuck on these two because these don't want to be deconstructed. And I don't have like room where to put all this junk. So maybe if I'll go with the steel, there will be able to take it away from these 2 locations. I'm not really sure. I'm starting to really doubt that I'll be able to deal with this. I have no idea why this is going on. Why can't I decommission these fucking structures? Come on. There's a simple thing which I want to be done. It's not that difficult. It's adjacent to the road and everything. So for the love of God, just do it. Oh, hold on. Maybe that's why. It needs to be connected through here. Okay, so that's the problem. That's why they weren't able to do it. Because I rotated these warehouses inwards. Okay. So once the polymers have been relocated, we're going to be able to put down a larger storage. We're going to try to relocate all the polymers in there. We have plenty of carbon coming in. But if I'll be able to clear this out, build the polymer storage, it'll allow me to liberate some of these additional ones. Crap. Ran out of space, huh? Not good. What if we put the polymers now here? Now this should be able to be demolished. Okay. Do this, put down this, and here we are gonna put down the polymers. And if we don't leave the sector, the floating corpse field is gonna still have negative effect on us. If we're gonna be able to accommodate polymers in here and turn off polymer storage in 2 of these at least, and we can start messing around with the additional stuff. I would love to have a larger storage capability for especially food in this sector. So if I would be like able to relocate these things, that would be beneficial for me quite nicely. Carbon, we have a large amount accumulated in here. We have some unfortunate hazards going on. Can still upgrade these houses in order to accommodate even more crew, but I don't think I really want to overcrowd the sector that much more. So once this is relocated, this thing can hold like 360. We can start decommissioning the storage units. Can put down one of the medium size over here as well. Come on, come on, come on. You can do it. So all the polymer from here and here should be removed and be transferred to the larger stockpile. Let's put polymers in here. Seems like we ran out of silicon. How is that even possible? Sector 2 should have enough silicon, so we can keep making electronics. There's still plenty of it to be gathered, and we have the ships upgraded so that hopefully they can survive the negative effect of the storm.
A new request awaits.
So the engine's supervision area was mainly occupied by those of rank. Some had time to enter cryopods before the apartment depressurized out of the area. Analysis of remaining computer infrastructure indicates that their directives were merciless towards the engine room workers. They treated them as expendable outcasts. There are traces through the entire supervisory district of hacking attempts. All ship computers dedicated to the engines and reactors were compromised, preventing the Etamanki from maneuvering and causing power failures throughout the superstructure. The Montessori team has managed to extract remnants of the computer protocols that were used to do this. These fragments of code point at author of the BMS. Relevant data has been sent to the Tiqquin Tech Lab for more detailed analysis. Okay, so what we're gonna do first is extract all the science points, because I kind of screwed up when I was going through either the food production district or the command center. So when I cleared out one of them, I immediately switched to doing the next portion without first extracting the science points. And so what happened was that the science points which were there were kind of destroyed or just replaced by the next batch, and I went from a section which offered me 110 science points to a section which offered me 50 science points, and I lost those 110 science points. So I would like to prevent that from happening this time. There's quite a lot of silicon in all of this region, so we're going to be able to return to the production of the electronics, hopefully. They're going to be able to ramp up this. Okay, so if I remove the polymers from here, and I would put down a larger stockpile in here, we can theoretically connect this with the road. And in this sector, we can put down all the carbon. So this carbon would not be able to be stored there, therefore. Let's see how this is going to work out. We can destroy this. So the carbon, especially we have a full stockpile in the docking bay, which we will need to remove in order to be able to start storing additional items elsewhere. But if we're going to be expanding these stockpiles this much, it's going to be beneficial. Administrator, we now have data to analyze Pernesky hacking protocols. The associated research project can be launched in the tech lab. This should allow us to set up computer protection system to reduce the impact of any digital attack. Hacking threat analysis upgrades. Okay, so let's take a look at it. Where is the Pyronacy hacking threat analysis? 40 science points. Let's do it. Then we can start and move on to engine room. So carbon is going to start to flow in.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqquin.
Seems like primarily the stockpile from the docking bay is being extracted. I feel like moving some of these polymers to another sector would be beneficial for me, because I have so many of them. So let's see, sector 1. Wow, they have changed the overlay. There must have been some updates to the game. Now I'm totally confused as to what I'm looking at. Okay. Sector 1 to sector 2. I want to ship out this stuff. Is it now gonna happen? Am I moving these resources, supplies, or whatever? I don't think so. How the hell do you change the relay and it's still giving me this type of BS? I'm so confused right now. You should have fixed it somehow and not make it look different and therefore screw up the player base by doing this. I should really start reading the patch notes. Wish to activate resource transfer 4. Okay, so this is what it is. Jesus Christ. Are you now gonna ship this stuff or what? Sector 1 polymer to sector 2. So now it should go. No, that's sector 3, damn it. Sector 2. Now you're moving the polymers. Thank God. So let's keep moving the polymers to the second sector, which is gonna liberate some space for carbon and polymers in here. This iron storage is empty, so let's switch it to the electronics. Relocate the electronics from here to there. Decommission this to here. Now we can turn off the polymers. We have created the space we needed. And I need to start decommissioning these storage units. Unfortunately, our alloys are fully stockpiled in here. We have 0 iron. That's not good. The summary of the intelligence of the Etamanki engine room. The Etamanki engines were supported by the PA of the even basic AI. Instead, crew members were constantly monitoring, adjusting, and repairing the engines and thrusters. Their living conditions were extremely precautious. As it would seem, many of them were either prisoners or rejects from the population on board of Etamanki. Traces of writing were found within some dormitory cells referring to genetic conatus and the Ashantingus, whatever you pronounce this. There are records of several serious breakdowns before the final explosion. Crew members could work waist deep in coolant, some dying while performing their task within the toxic substance. Those reviews were executed by the supervisors. Wow, okay. So once again, we're gonna gather the data, and then we're gonna move on to the third section. Launch the probe. Okay, there seems to be something deep in the storm. Hopefully the probe is gonna actually make it. Now let's take a look at what sciencey stuff can we potentially do here. Whatever we can boost. Colonization, anti-nihilist conditioning, reduces training time. What has been lost? Was the probe lost? Multiple connections, charging speed, lithium, battery power capacity is increased by 20%. We can go with that. Eve airlock, bigger range, construction speed increased. Repair efficiency is increased. Yeah, we're definitely gonna go with this one. Cargo ship. Ships move faster. Mining ships mine 30% faster. Science ship move faster. The science ship crew can enter cryonic pods to survive certain emergencies during the expedition. EPK engine. The hull's deterioration while moving is reduced by 10%. Yes. Quite a lot of useful tech here. Okay, so the next larger thing. And I think...
has been destroyed by a space weather event.
Which one? Damn it, it seems like we have lost the ships in the first sector. We have 3 mining ships. We don't have any cargo ships for the first sector. So...
An accident has occurred in the Tiqquin.
that needs to change. Has the probe been really destroyed? Yes, it seems that way. There's quite a large number of supplies in here. But I'm not sure if the probe is gonna make it that far. Okay, now let's investigate the thrusters. Then we can go to the Kruk P42. Kruk P38 we have already gone through, and we kind of screwed up there. So silicon is still being extracted.
A probe has been lost due to space weather.
Son of a biscuit. I won't be able to probe this space unless we do something about this. Are you done with the science or not yet? So the ship's hull. Stockpile, vertical parking. One more transporter. Risk foresight. Power overloads have lower chance of generating accidents. Mech construct buildings 25% faster. Heat recovery. Solar panel production is decreased by 5%. Structural reposting. Electronic costs required to unlock new sectors reduced by 30%. That's actually quite nice. Crap, did I finish the research there? I did not pay attention. No, I did not. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. But we have only like 5 more science to spend here. Increase the production rate of science by, to 5 units every 5 cycles. Research speed is increased by 40%. Wow, that's actually quite nice. So these are some really cool upgrades. Waste heat recovery, power cost was reduced by 4. Structural reposting has been done. Let's finish this science. Heat recovery, solar panel power production is increased by 5%. Yes.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqquin.
What? Oh, man. Stability in Sector 2 is low. Current stability rating -1. Crew trust is going down. We need to fix that. We're gonna have to put in some decoration or some BS in order to make them happy. Population in here, 21 out of 125. Problem is, in order for me to accommodate the demand for these things, is gonna be kind of tricky just due to the space requirement. Like, if I would want to build something, it would be provides +2 stability while the stability is in the sector is below 0. I'm not even sure where the heck would I squeeze this damn thing. I don't know if it needs to be adjacent to a wall. Where the heck would I put this thing? I would need to like decommission these houses in order to make this a possibility. And where the heck do I even keep my alloys in this sector? Like, there's iron. I literally don't see a storage unit dedicated to the alloy. I'm gonna have to decommission these houses. And we're gonna have to boost the morale. And these houses can actually be upgraded in order to provide even more housing and stuff like that, so we'll be able to squeeze out more out of it. So let's decommission. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're gonna have to relocate elsewhere for the time being. This needs to be decommissioned now. And over here we can put the food potentially. So this can be switched off, and over here is gonna go another medium-sized storage unit for some other resource. Let's try to see if we will be able to balance this out. The population is gonna suffer some homelessness for a little bit. Okay. Population, domotic quarters can go over here. Stability. If we put it over here, it's gonna be able to buff up the stability. We have the electronics in the sector. We don't have too many science points. Okay, the Atamaki seemed capable of achieving 2 different types of propulsion. The infrasystem mode of propulsion was many similarities to Dolos EKP. Cross-referencing mission data reveals a number of matches to the encounter near Saturn during the Tiqquin initial test phase. Their inner system propulsion covers many of the basic operations of the Vol engine. The team has noted remains of numerous accreditation areas. Access to and knowledge of the propulsion mode seems to have been strictly regulated. The 2 reactors were damaged at the same time as the larger superstructure, and our analysis has revealed traces of gluon particles. Oh crap, look at this thing. We're gonna have to shift away from this sector. I don't think it's no longer safe to remain inside here. 5.8 cycles in order to get to habitation sector. Because if I would remain inside of the storm, even like our ships should be eventually destroyed potentially. So I'm not really keen on doing any of that. So let's turn off everything in order for the ships to return. I'm not sure how our science vessel is gonna hold on in these conditions. Okay, so this thing needs to be put down somewhere around here. And then we can put down population and a battery would fit in here and potentially even here. The larger one won't fit. And these two batteries I don't know if can be replaced by a larger one. Well, it would technically cut us off from this housing, so since we don't have another means to connect to this cell housing, I cannot really do that, which sucks. Trying to think here. This game of Tetris can be annoying. It would definitely help gain our trust back, so we would not be losing it over time, which can lead to actual game over. So that's something which we would like to prevent. We have plenty of alloys in the first sector, so I'm not even sure why this is selected like this, so that it's shipping things. Alloy, sector 2. Sector 3 will be turned off. Let's try to ship in some alloys. This is all okay now. This is gonna help out with the production or the construction. Reduce the homeless crisis. Damn it, come on. Just not thrilled about the space that this is gonna occupy. If I were to delete this house, I can build it over here. Like so. But then theoretically we can actually build in another thing for the stability. I just don't know if this is better than this. This is definitely better because it provides +2 stability. Population. Okay. Montessori tried to go there. I don't know if you're gonna get destroyed, however.
ship has been destroyed by a space weather event.
Permanent redesigns. Awesome. Not really sure if I should be thrilled about it, but here goes something, I guess.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqquin.
We're gonna stop stockpiling alloys in here. Stability. Yeah, we would be able to squeeze in this thing, but like I said, we get more out of having this in this sector. Just due to the sheer amount of bonus that we get from it. DLS Center has been constructed. Don't really have that much choice in here, do I? Why are you guys hanging around in here for crying out loud? What if I would try to make it here? I would not have the space. Now this just takes too much. Yeah, it won't fit in there. Problem is the space. It's always gonna be the space. I'm trying to figure this out. If I do it like this, there would be space for a battery, but then this is cut off from the road, which means the effect of it is absolutely non-existent. If I delete the Lunasis Memoriam, in its place, I would put this thing. Okay. Hear me out. Maybe it's gonna work out. Who knows? Weird things are going on in here with me. In my mind. These two batteries occupy the same amount of space as the... No, they don't. Okay, so stability. This is constructed here. Fudge! I cannot catch a break in here, huh? Okay, let's build this, and let's build this. And for maintenance, crap, I cannot fit in the larger battery. Or the insect farm. I can fit in the crop farm, but the single crop farm won't produce enough food, so it's kind of pointless. A mushroom wall needs to be adjacent to the wall. And these other structures just won't fit in. A larger storage cannot fit in. Unless... we do this. And then we do this. I think this is genius. Because now I can store in the silicon in here. Remove it from this small one. This is still sector 2. This is still sector 2. So we still have alloys, but eventually we're gonna run out, and that's when the thing is gonna turn to something dark side, because we're no longer gonna be able to process further iron into more alloys and keep maintaining the hull's integrity. So we're gonna have to get the fudge out of the system anyhow. Okay, one more attempt to get to Croc P, but I think this is suicidal. I think I'm gonna lose the ship.
Has been destroyed.
Fucking hell.
Weather event.
Yeah, we cannot do this. I cannot keep sending my ships to keep dying. Power production is increased. Let's do that. And we're gonna have to move the funk out of here. The only option is to move to Croc P42 with the Tiqquin, and then make a move to the depressurized R&D district. I think that's the most logical solution I came up with so far. Silicon no longer being stored here. Everything is gonna be relocated. Now we have buffed up the trust. Okay. Fly me to the moon.
Caution. Entering stellar storm.
Yeah. I'm also noticing how fast the batteries are running out. The problem is even the transfer from Croc CP to the other location outside of the storm is gonna have a negative effect on me because it's gonna be quite the commute. There's quite a lot of resources left behind, but I cannot get to any of it. So far the batteries are holding up, so the upgrades have done at least something. Now it seems like second region has ran out of battery juice the first, and it was the first sector. Third one was holding the longest.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqquin.
So we're able to get here
A
immediately.
science ship has arrived at its destination.
So summary of intelligence scans, eligible for colonization testing. Data collected will be help shape future Dolos initiatives. Transmission from the Einstein's team. We have landed on P42. The planet is bathed in toxic yellow haze, which severely reduces visibility. First measurements have recorded trace amounts of oxygen in the planet's atmosphere. We have also noted the presence of a few species of bacteria on the shores of Mada, one of the P42 cyanide oceans. Okay, so the thing is, we would need to send in quite a large quantity of colonists. So let's take a look where we actually have them. So we have 77 colonists in Sector 2. So Sector 2 is going to be the sector which we're going to have to use. Sector 2. And because we're like immediately there, I'm hoping they're going to be able to do this.
Channel badly damaged.
I'm really not liking this.
Trust in your leadership is falling.
Yeah, we really cannot stay here too long, I guess.
Power supply overloaded.
Partial blackout, that's not good. Let's fix this. Are you guys fixing it?
Caution. Hull integrity below 50%.
We're gonna have to get the fudge out of here, I'm sorry. How do I cancel this?
Warning. Hull integrity below 10%.
A son of a biscuit. Do I have to go back in some quick save?
Administrator.
Yeah. Screw it. We can remain in the storm. Maybe this will get me before the time when I decided to do something ridiculously stupid. Yeah, okay. So, get the hell out of the storm. We don't stand a chance in here. Croc CP42 FU, we have to get the fudge out of here. We're gonna have to do something with further battery upgrades. Multiple connections. Stores up to 700 power, allowing buildings in the same sector to continue operating in the event of travel or overload.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqquin.
We have to get the hell out of here.
Integrity below 50%.
Yeah, I don't like that. Holy crap, what the hell? Seriously, what the hell happened there? Jesus Christ, this place looks...
Integrity below 10%.
Well, I need to get the fudge out of the storm. Come on, don't give me a game over now. Don't give me a game over now. Once we move to the depressurized R&D district,
entering debris field.
We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be able to start maintaining the hull's integrity.
Trust in your leadership is falling.
Yeah, I'm quite sure of it. Unfortunately, none of the solar panels were destroyed. Okay.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
So let's start probing the space for some iron. Carbon, silicon. We need iron immediately. The ship is not assigned into docking bay. I'm not sure where is the ship. So, summary of data of Etamanki wreckage. Our sensors have identified part of the Etamanki adrift of the Croc system. Initial readings showed the thermal activity, power signatures, or unidentifiable signs of life. Transmission from the Francis team. This is the crew of the Francis. This section of wreckage is massive. We believe it's the remains of a research and development district. The laboratories were seen looked virtually destroyed, but we did find intact security room. A sign above the entryway reads Orni 8. The access to the room will need power from the Tiqquin via the RTP. Unfortunately, specific accreditation is also required to open the room's armored door. The neighboring residential area has collapsed, making the balance of this area unstable. We have spotted some emergency cryopods within the debris. Through it doesn't look like there was enough time for full evacuation. Search the residential area. Once you find the iron, we are looking for more. Hold on, there seems to be a large deposit of iron in here. We're gonna need the iron in order to continue our production. Hold on, I need to check if we have actually a foundry in each one of the regions. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We can do iron in this one. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. So far, maintenance is gonna go up. But if we don't have iron, we're gonna be absolutely screwed. Okay, so this is where we need to fix some of the stuff, which I tried to do. So if I recall it correctly, we went with this. And we placed the stability building over in here. So stability and storage. Voila. The storage is going to be able to hold on to our silicon. And therefore, we're going to be able to relocate these things. We're going to have to also resume gathering of ice. Seems like one of the ships has suffered some damage. Okay, ice, iron, and silicon. We're gonna try to mine as much as we can in here while we are here, but right now we really need to deal with the iron. How's our science? There was that one upgrade for the lab, which allows us to produce more science points per cycle. So let's go with this, and then we can do the speed at which we potentially do stuff. Provides one stability to sector. Allow automatic harvest up to 4 algae plantation using moderate amount of water to produce large amounts of food. Train station, speed up crew transfer, nuclear power plants, drone base, all sorts of useful stuff.
A probe has completed its scan.
So sector 2 is gonna require ice as well.
Has completed a task.
In order for us to function, and I believe in sector 2 is where we have our electronics. So sector 2 is gonna be responsible for the gathering of silicon. Right now we do have a decent supply of it.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqquin.
So let's see. Most of what remains of the residential area is just shapeless metal. Children appear to have been locked in housing structures, while adults turn to improvised weaponry and fight against the unknown aggressor. Bodies that the team came across had either been crushed by debris or sliced by cutting laser. The team did find some intact cryopods and also located quarters of techno supervisor for the area. Higher in rank, their dwelling was a much larger size and filled with unknown technology. Their security key has been recovered. 20 science points. So now we can try to search the lab. Hold on. Can I cancel this because I did not gather the 20 science points, and I feel like I'm just gonna replicate the mistake of me not taking the 20 science points and then just replacing it with God knows what else. So iron should be flowing in, at least for now, which should resume our production of alloy. Problem is, I have zero accommodation for the iron right now.
A science ship team has completed a task.
So this is food, that's okay, but we need more storage units in here. They didn't bring any ice so far. I have no place to accommodate the iron, which means the foundry will not be able to be operational. Which can be bad. Decommission this. Okay, so the lab were severely damaged by the Atamanki depressurization. The most equipment has either been destroyed or is missing. The team find clear traces of laser cutting. Floors and walls had been ripped open. The R&D district was a secure area studying not only space-related phenomenon, but also technologies considered forbidden by the UN. Recovered research supports mentioned Dolos, BMS, and Ashengites investigating being studied. 50 science points. Okay, so first we're gonna collect the 50 points because I'm quite sure I've lost those 20 points.
Accident has occurred in the Tiqquin.
I'm quite sure. There's large silicon deposit. There seems to be some science thingy going on. I want to uncover it with the probe. Right now, carbon is not that much of a problem for me because the first sector has still plenty of carbon and a crap ton of polymers, so I can be spamming the probes like crazy. Unfortunately, we are constantly in the debris field. Seems like we might need more workers in the second sector. So let's start transfer from sector 1 to sector 2. I haven't been really defrosting anyone, I believe. Ah, crap, I have been. So let's shut down the building. Put down the second medium storage. Population has been here. So now you should have more people. Question is if I actually shipped just anyone or I actually moved the correct population. Because you can go with only workers. Let's send out a few more. I'm gonna have to accommodate something in here. I'm just not sure what it's going to be yet.
Population transfer complete.
We need to accommodate iron somewhere, and we're gonna have to accommodate ice. The thing is, I have absolutely zero place where to put the ice. Okay, let's do this. Let's put iron over here. Alloys can be transferred, therefore, here. So that this is just not stupidly occupying this place, and no cryopods but ice, so that we can actually have water for the farm to keep its production operational. And we're gonna need also ice for sector 3. So, have we collected all the sciencey points? Yes, we have. So open the security room. So there's Croc B43, another planet. Something sciencey at the edge of the storm. We should run research.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqquin.
Movement faster. Mine 30% faster. And then we can go with the movement being faster for the cargo ship. They're going to be able to extract resources faster. It's going to be beneficial because they're going to be able to move into the next sector.
Completed a task.
Let's see. Scattered files on the floor and the security room contain warnings about the prohibited nature of what was stored in the area beyond. Behind a further door, a long chamber was filled with occupied Dolos cryopods, numerous data disks, and full of scientific information were also discovered. These finds are incredible value. New technology upgrades. Orne 8PA upgrade unlocked for Tech Lab. Ready for extraction. 150 alloy and 1 electronics. Awesome. So now we can move to medical district wreckage. And we can potentially mark even the alloys.
Sector is being overworked.
We're gonna have to mark these things so that they are avoided.
Has arrived at its destination.
Because unfortunately, due to the storm, has it shifted again? I feel like it's moving away again, like more and more in that general direction. Wow. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Might give us some room to explore whatever is hiding in here. Quite a lot of ice. Nothing around the sun. Ice, something scientific is close by in here. Quite a huge amount of silicon and iron. Come on. There we go. Let's first gather the science points and do the research for our tech facility. We should have the science to do this. So what do we have for tech lab? The research cost of upgrades is reduced by 10%. Yes. Because that means the research speed then is going to be cheaper. So it seems like there are planets in here. Just they were completely covered up in the debris fields of whatever the hell is going on in here. There's something scientific over here in this region too, so we need to find it. Fortunately, the probes are doing whatever the hell they want, so I'm kind of having to send more and more. We still have, however, plenty of polymers, so we should be a-okay.
A probe has completed its scan.
Okay. And we're gonna have to boost the trust of my population. Come on. Okay. Summary data, Atamaki wreckage. Preliminary analysis suggests that this section of Atamaki wreckage contains remains of medical care district. We have arrived at the site. We estimate that 2/3 of the district is missing. Remnants of cooling pipes have generated a haze that hangs around the debris and hides the floating corpses of Atamaki crew. We have identified 2 viable areas for investigation: the ruins of research facility and the area devoted to medical care. I'm gonna go with the research facility first. Because science!
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
Administrator, among the items recovered from Orphan A security room was prototype supercomputer based on PA architecture. It could be integrated into our tech lab computer systems. Stanford protocols do discourage the use of externally sourced lab equipment. Using the technology is out of the question. Let's not risk being hacked or having some issue. The next upgrade is the increase in the speed at which we do things. The hull's deterioration whilst moving is reduced by 20%. I like that even more. More transporters.
Has completed a task.
One food can feed 100% more crew members per meal. I like that. I like that a lot. Total production, okay. Probe construction speed is increased by 100%. Probes move 100% faster. All these things are awesome to have as a tech. So the facility has been constructed from more resilient materials and alloys than other parts of the ship. Most of its outer structure remains. A lot of the internal hardware does seem to have been laser cut and ripped out. Our team has been able to extract some information from the few remains data consoles, and sealed stasis box was discovered containing what can be only described as test subject. Having reviewed associated research reports, the team believes that the experiment used Ixion technology and genetic material taken from charred leaves. Subject something as named on the outside of the stasis box appears to be alive but dormant. Okay, first let's receive the science points so we can run further science. There's another planet. I want to be careful with the planets because if it's going to have some sort of ridiculous requirement, I can be quite screwed by it.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqquin.
Great. Is this the first sector? I'm going to need to do something additional for stability. I'm thinking if I would remove these 2 houses, because I see that the population in here is not like fully occupied. It'll give me the space for it.
A ship has been destroyed by a space weather event.
What ship? When? What? Let's try to avoid these locations. Crap, it's probably the alloys which were marked over there. Yeah. We have lost in first sector our cargo ship. If we remove these two things, put in some additional alloys, it's gonna work temporarily. The stockpile failed to... Okay, let's turn off the alloy transfer rate for now. It's pointless. I just need this structure for the stability purpose. Perfectly fits in that space. How convenient. So this should help us with the overall trust.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqquin.
I don't want to store silicon in here. Ice is stored here.
Warning. A sector is being overworked.
Which one? First one and the second one, huh? Unfortunately, it seems like we don't have the popsicles, which would allow me to defrost more population and help out in that department. Well, let's see the cryopods. Polymers. Production speed is increased by 33%. Interesting. Cargo ships move faster. I still wanted to get that. Probes move faster. Let's go with the boost for the ship's speed first because they bring in the cargo. So let's investigate the medical district now. And probe. Hydrogen, ice, iron. There's iron in here. To be mined. So habitation sector is next. Then destroyed docking bay. We're gonna consider the planets. They offer the science, which is nice, but science is not everything. And we should seriously do something about those stupid batteries as well.
A science ship team has completed a task. An accident has occurred in the Tiqquin.
Water is going up. Water is holding steady in here. Let's put in that ice. And we can stop the transfer of the ice to the third sector. We have way too much of it as is. This is like a temporary solution. I need to get some electronics in here. And we're gonna need to get some cryopods. So the district is in ruins. The Francis team has to stop several times during their investigation to clear away debris. Violent clashes appear to have taken place across the district. It seems that there has been the attack. The medical capacity of the Etamaki was oversubscribed. Recorded data suggests that congestion within the ship's care center worsened over time. The team was able to recover a number of intact emergency cryopods. Okay, so let's now wait for the science, and we're gonna mark the cryopods in Sector 1. And we're gonna have to set up some storage for them. Just even trickier. 52, 84, 65, 49. The thing is, if I would try to put the storage in here or the cryopods, kind of screwed. Huh. I'm afraid I won't be able to have 2 alloy stockpiles anymore. So let's do it like this. Start stockpiling this over here, so that we can start defrosting them and spreading the population amongst the sectors. Tech lab. Research speed is increased by 60%. Wow. Production speed increased by 33.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqquin.
Cargo ships move 30% faster. So let's now retrieve whatever the hell is in there. It sounded not safe. What the hell am I trying to get out of this sector? Are they keeping some sort of alien in there? Avoid it. All of this is selected to be avoided. I seriously hope I won't lose another science ship in this sector. At least we know if I lose this one, what's gonna be the name of the other ship.
The science ship team has completed a task.
Okay, so showing no signs of lethargy, ZY6073 leaped onto the team as they opened the stasis box. Following a drop in comms connection, the team's vital signs began to change. Reviewing mission data, added postures, a form of assimilating has taken place. Appears to have put, whatever this is, has put on one of the team's suits and boarded the Francis. Inputted flight data suggested a planned return to Tiqquin. 5 crew members were killed. Oats is the achievement. So depressurize the Francis. We're not letting it return to the ship. Let's depressurize the ship. Oh wow, the storm has even further moved away. So now what the hell do I do with this thing? I don't know. The science ship is moving, which I'm kind of afraid of. What the hell are you gonna do with my ship? Or, like, if it's gonna turn Tiqquin into dead space, this is... I hope we're not gonna turn into the Ishimura ship. Okay, I almost crapped my pants there. I really did not want to have some sort of John Carpenter's The Thing situation on my hand. That would have sucked. Okay, the first sector can potentially receive some carbon. If possible.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
So let's gather the science points and then start dealing with the habitation sector. So, summary of intelligence of Atamaki habitation sector wreckage. Our sensors have identified section of Atamaki drifting in the Crux system. Initial readings indicate that the large amount of floating debris is present in the area. We have also detected heat signatures, electromagnetic emissions, and weak radio signal deep within the wreckage. We're currently unable to decrypt the signal. Transmission from the Francis's team. This is the Francis team. We have entered the habitation sector wreckage. Many mutilated bodies and cryopods float in the void. We have been able to pinpoint the exact area of the unusual readings. Push deeper into the structure to reach the source of the readings first. We're going to deal with the cryopods when we have the capabilities and the capacity.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqquin.
We can scan the sector for whatever. There's somewhere that high concentration of silicon. I just want to probe the sector to see what resources we're potentially looking at. We can help with the carbon mining, but honestly, since only the polymers are being processed in the first sector, it's kind of pointless.
A probe has completed its scan.
Okay, so there's silicon. 325. Wow. That's a lot. Iron in here. Okay, so habitation. Making progress through the metal debris that lies everywhere has been difficult. The Etamaki has been constructed from a range of extremely strong alloys. We have come across to the area of fallen debris which forms a precautious cave amount around us. Two paths onward are possible. We could pass through a large section of pipe that has been laser cut. Temperature analysis of the cuts indicate they have happened some time ago. Alternatively, there is reinforced tunnel leading away from here. Its sides are covered in bullet holes. We can continue to use the drilling rig, but one of these paths will surely save us time. So proceed through the laser cut piping. Continue drilling. Proceed through the reinforced tunnel. Let's go through the reinforced tunnel. I don't know. It's always a gamble when you're in the new sector. It's only like when you F up so much that you have to replay the entire sector is when you like remember what happened, probably where and what you should be doing and blah blah blah. So that's the only replay value I see in this game.
A probe has completed its scan.
That's a lot of iron. 110, 116, 120, 115. That's nice.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
So while walking through the tunnel, we activated the trap, presumably left by Etamaki Defense Forces. A refugee of debris fell from above, yet fortunately our suit exoskeletons allowed us to avoid fatalities. There was no sign of any Etamaki survivors, and the end of the tunnel was littered with the corpses of soldiers killed by cutting lasers. Exiting the tunnel, we found a small shelter cobbled together from surrounding debris. Within it, a number of broken drones, shaped like deep-sea creatures, float in the lack of gravity. They bear the BMS logo of the Black Market Society. This is the first time we have seen machines like these. We have transmitted schematics and data and purpose further analysis of the drones be conducted back on board of Tiqquin. With a small recess at the back of the shelter, we found the corpse of Etamaki soldier with a now spent breathing device. They have tried to modify one of the broken drones to produce an improvised heat source. We have been dead for several days. The weak radio signal was transmitting from their suit's emergency beacon, we presume in an attempt to contact other survivors. Okay, so we can leave the ruins, gather the 70 points, and we're gonna go to the docking bay potentially. And when we deal with the docking bay, that can be it for the episode. So let's see, we have gathered enough data. Associated research project. Drone threat analysis. So let's go and do that. 36 science points. How are we looking with the defrosting process? Because I know that you keep only defrosting population in the first sector and you're not sending anyone anywhere, which pisses me off ridiculously a lot. And also I feel like you're not defrosting just workers and you're defrosting whoever the hell you want anyhow. Because if we take a look at the population, I see that the workers are not increasing and all I'm getting is more population. Any crew sector 1 to sector 3. So this is what I think is still broken in the game and it's not working properly because I don't know. I don't have trust in it. Okay, let's do one thing. We're gonna turn off the cryopod defrosting and we're gonna turn off the cryopods to be collected. I have full cargo bay of these. I mean, I can keep sending them and defrosting them so that we liberate this storage in here. It's just ridiculous. Francis moved to the docking bay, which is the last part of the ship. And now even Kruk B-42 is liberated. So let's gather the science points. Let's try to do some research. Research speed is increased by 60%. Yes. Absolutely. Polymer. Carbon now produces 5 polymer. Production speed is increased by 20%. Electronics. 25 silicon now produces 1 electronic. Power cost is reduced by 4. I like that. I feel like doing research for these would be beneficial. Cannot do any of the research here. Did we run out of science points or what's going on? Oh my god, seriously, you have to keep wasting my time by purging waste at 99%. That's awesome. Love you long time. For this type of BS, absolutely. Okay, so let's do one research for the electronics, then we can do the production speed increase at the polymer refinery, and then we can do the reduction of power. So let's see, destroy docking bay has allowed us to locate docking bay. We have arrived at site. A part of the Etamaki is a real piece of Swiss cheese. Paradoxically, there's little debris surrounding it. After rapid survey, we have identified 2 areas of interest: a still accessible docking port and communications area. Let's go with the communications area first, and then we're gonna go with the docking port. We're gonna see what's hiding in there. Now I'm kind of getting a little afraid that maybe the storm will eventually start shifting and returning back to this sector. Large iron deposit. That's why I kind of am wary about interacting with the planets, as if my science ship is left there, I'm kind of stuck in a dead place where I'm unable to move forward or back. And I swear to God, you are not defrosting workers for me.
A probe has completed its scan.
I cannot switch this off for some reason now.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Please stop pissing me off. I swear to God, I will deconstruct you and build you again, if I'll have to. I, however, cannot have this running for all eternity because our food consumption is gonna like go completely bananas. And then what? I wanted to do the polymer and then the steel mill. So the communications room is a theater of atrocities. Frozen, severed body parts float everywhere in a grisly spectacle. Our team found that the Etamaki has implemented a system of non-computerized communications in the battle. The UN crew has discovered that the messages were sending and receiving via devices and hardware in the area. And they were being tampered with. The falsification of information caused cascading series of accidents and prompted to move to new comm system. Something was hacking or mimicking the Atamaki communications protocol perfectly. Okay, let's...
Electromagnetite has passed through the CRUC system, and the Tiqquin is still online. Congratulations, Administrator.
Thank you! So now I guess we can return to gathering these resources.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqquin.
So we can go for food. I don't care about this right now. And we can go even for the alloys. For some reason, I did not even mark this, and I don't know how to disengage this. Have we finished at the docking bay? So now am I supposed to deal with the planets? Okay, let's go with Crack P41. And we're gonna tackle the planets on the next episode. So we were able to survive the storm, move through the sector. And if you did like the episode, give it a big thumbs up. If you want to see more, check out the playlist. I have kind of had to go back and forth on multiple occasions, replaying the game like a total dumbass couple of times. Because it keeps replaying like the chapters and such. So if you screw up something really badly, you have to go back and redo a large portion of the game. So saving the game is gonna be kind of important from now on. And yeah, it's gonna be it.
Science ship has arrived at its destination.
So thank you all for watching. See you all in the comments, and hopefully we're gonna set up some colonies here or something fun. Who knows? I still have probably a lot of probes to launch. I don't know if there are any points of interest when it comes to the science points that are left behind. Seems like resources are still like plentiful in this sector, so we will not be starving for processing and smelting and turning them into something good. So yeah, the sector still has quite a lot of potential, and hopefully you're gonna join me for the next part of the adventure, that is Ixion.